Hey there, Python programmers, and welcome back to Brad Codes. We have a really exciting lesson planned for you today. We're going to start a brand new playlist of videos on terminal games. Very exciting. Again, it's a great way to learn the Python coding language making some games, and it's pretty easy to do. Our first game is going to be the guessing game. Again, we'll start simple and we'll build up to some more fun, complicated things. I have a few ideas set up for us, just things we need to think about as we start making this game. And again, these may require us to go watch some of the basic Python videos if we forgot how to do some of the things. We're going to need to get user input, so that's definitely important. We're going to have some sort of random number generator to randomly generate a number for us to guess at. Definitely we're going to have some conditionals, checking if that user's guess is the correct guess, and if not, is it too high or too low? We got to tell them. Sounds like we might need to do some looping here because we're going to be handling accepting a guess, testing logic, and then potentially needing to have a new guess, and we may even need a helper function in the mix. But it's definitely going to be fun and exciting, so let's jump into it. First off, from that random module, we want to import rand int. Great way to generate a random integer for ourselves. I am going to put this in a function because, again, we should. I feel like a start and an end. Two important variables we're going to need here. And I'd say that could be a strong start. Let's do welcome to the guessing game. Again, excited to be playing a game, and we want to let our user know, hey, game's time. It's time to have some fun. So let's first off calculate our winning number, and why not call it winning number? And this needs to equal our good helper or our random int method we imported from our random library. Random int takes basically a beginning and ending point for the range in which it's going to generate a random integer, and we kind of have two variables that are already holding that for us, our parameters start and end, so let's just pass them into our winning number. And it's kind of cheating, so we're just going to do it for now, but let's print that winning number just so we know what it is and how our logic ends up working. Cool. Let's see. We kind of want to track maybe the number of guesses that are happening, so we could just have a simple variable guesses. I'm going to start it at 5 and decrement it down as we go. And I think we're ready to move forward a little more. So, we don't entirely know how long it's going to take our user to play this game. They could guess it on the first try. They could keep playing until they run out of guesses. We don't know, but that sounds like we need to iterate. And since we're not entirely sure how long it'll take, it's time for a good old while loop. I think this one can be while our guesses value is greater than 0, will allow our user to keep guessing. That makes some good sense to me. Cool. All right, so in our while loop, first thing we're going to want to do is get a user guess. Remember, we use the wonderful built-in input function to that. Input does need a prompt, what we want to tell the user to guess at. And we should make this an f string since we have, again, our parameters being stored as a start and an end. Why not make this nice and dynamic as well? Pick a number from good old start to our good old end. Again, remember, you just want to have a space after your prompt. It's a nice thing to do. Since our numbers are going to need to be integers, we might as well cast them to integers right here in this line as well, so we know we will be working with an integer. Sweet. At this point, if our user has guessed, well, let's take a guess away from them, right? So guesses minus equals 1, because again, you've now made your guess. what do we need to do next? Well, hey, our users made a guess. Sounds like we need to compare that guess to the winning number. Say, hey, either they won or that guess was too high or too low. That to me sounds like some conditionals. So if our user guess actually equals our winning number, they just won the game. We should definitely tell them that. Nice little print, something along the lines of, you guessed correct. The number was, we can interpolate our winning number here. And then we can do something like, you win. Outstanding. Cool, cool stuff. Don't really need that space. So that's one of our two scenarios. And honestly, at this point, if you've won, we might as well return from the function because the game's over. Don't even need to evaluate any code further. Now, if we didn't win right off the bat, we're going to have to now start checking, is our user guess greater than the winning number? Could be. Again, it's either going to be greater or less than. So we could have gone less than. Totally up to you. And now we just need to, hey, tell our user, you guessed too high, and maybe let's tell them how many guesses they have left. You guessed too high. And I don't know, maybe we say like, try again. You have TUSS guesses left. That sounds good to me. Our other scenario here, and again, now we can do this with an else, obviously needs to be the reverse of the one above it. So if you guess too high above here, you're going to be guessing too low. And again, otherwise, it's the opposite. So here we'll do another print. Good old F string, something like, you guessed too high. Oh no. Nope, that was our last one. So this one has to be, you guessed too low. Should probably tell our user to try again, and something similar, they have this many guesses left. You have, again, we'll interpolate guesses left. So at this point, the user's going to continually iterate through our while loop until either they've guessed the right number or basically they run out of guesses and end the while loop. And if that scenario happens, if you don't have any more guesses, you've unfortunately lost the game. So outside of our while loops block, get down right here. Cool. This is where we would do a final print. Again, you're only going to get to this print if you run out of guesses, and then unfortunately you've lost the game. And we should tell our user that you are out of guesses. Sorry, you lose. The winning number was, and again, kind of nice to tell your poor losing player what they failed to guess. Last thing we'll need to do is at the very bottom here, we're going to need to invoke this guessing game function, or we will never see anything happen. And again, 1 to 20 is a pretty tame range to be starting things out as. This looks pretty good to me. Quick check. We've got our user input right here on user guess, our while loop for sure. We are handling our number of guesses with our guesses variable. We generated a random number using random int. Again, we're going to print that out in a second. We've definitely got our conditional if else, and we don't have a helper function yet, but we certainly might get to one. Let's check out what we got. All right, so we do already know our answer is going to be 12. Again, kind of cheating. Let's test out some of our functionality. Pick a number from 1 to 20. Let's go with 10. You guessed too low. Try again. You have 4 left. It's looking good. Let's try guessing too high. So let's go above. We'll try 14. You guessed too high. Try again. 3 guesses left. Feels like it's working to me. Let's go ahead and snipe and get it. And we guessed correct. We won the game. Outstanding. So at this point, let's go ahead and take out, we'll just comment it out for now, the cheater part, and let's go ahead and play again. Oh, now we don't know, so legitimately I'm going to start at 10. Guess too high. Let's try 5. Still too high. Oh my, let's try 3. Still too high. Is it 2? We guessed it right. 2 was the number. Awesome. So we have a pretty good functional guessing game. Let's try one last thing. Let's try purposely losing. So I'm going to put in 10, and I'm just going to keep guessing 10 to see, hey, it totally works that way as well. Awesome job, programmers. Again, hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be the first of many games we code out together. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll put out some more games for us to code out together. Have a great one, Python programmers, until I see you